majors, MSP. I'm here for it because you do have a lot of great insight. It makes sense. You've been in Gears for so incredibly long. Love you guys out there. Thank you so much for being as patient as you have been. Shout out to Mexcellent. Exiles is always here. You know, I just shouted him out and he says, "Why are these bums always wasting time?" Hey, sorry about that, brother. We really do apologize. We'll do better next time for you. Please make sure you leave your comment in the comment box. We'll check it out whenever we do leave.
And by the comment box, I mean the trash can out back. No, I'm kidding. We already explained why we're taking so long, but no need to wait any longer. The action is finally underway, and I like this action. 2v2 for the M-Bar. We talk about this different strategies that go down on this control game, and the strategy for the M-Bar is the most common one. It's a big weapon in the right hands, and the battle's going to come down to a 1v1 Fearzly versus Hndles. Both of them trying to get that wrap shot, but Hndles hops over the cover, and it cost him his life as Fearzly claims the M-Bar as well.
Yeah, well done. Big fight one, M-Bar in hands, and also the cherry on top, Fire and Ice does successfully win the first hill. So they're going to be getting those points, setting themselves up with a minor point lead heading into the second hill, depending if VQ doesn't get a break. Now, one thing about these two teams that I'm going to really enjoy watching, Jacob, is their ability to not only break hills, but also when they get into those big team fights, you're going to see a very scrappy fight, but a very controlled fight as well. You got a lot of big, heavy hitters, big heavy slayers. Fire and Ice, though, at least at this point, seems as if they've got VQ's number. That's the second team fight that's been underway, and the second time FNI has been successful in winning. VQ says enough is enough. Let's rotate to new. Fearzly is going to be a big reason why this hill could open up, but Xysho wants to take him out early on, and that's not a bad play.
And because of Xploids takes the route he didn't block the spawn on the low side. Precision gets the spawn, even though he's not really able to put it to use just yet. Is he able to hold on to it? You're going to see how much effect it actually has on the game. He's able to solidify that kill. Now look at the flank, but he needs to be careful, just like what happened to him, that he could get spawned behind as well. But no, they actually get the up top spawn because of Fearzly still rotating. So this is best case scenario for Vanquish. They lost that first hill. They get control of the spawn point and get control of hill number 2.
All right, so for VQ, with that hill in control, it's going to be hard for FNI to break that one just with the choke points as they work out. And one thing, though, Toti does have that fresh shock. That's going to be great. He can throw that. If I'm him, I'm throwing that to the right side or even behind where Xysho and Hndles are out, and I'm forcing them out of cover, and I'm using my Lancer Fire to take them down. He's going to do exactly that. And you can already see those VQ members forced to scatter to the right. And now VQ just has to slay out, which maybe they're going to be able to do so. Fearzly trying to go big, but a great hold from VQ. FNI did exactly what they needed to do, but VQ did an even better job at holding their ground.
No, they did, and that's exactly what you need. A great comeback hill number 2. Now it's all about rotating to what could be the next hill on the other side of things. Fearzly is going to get M-Bar number 2, so 2 big power weapons in a row for FNI. But hopefully they can use it this time around to gain some sort of footing on the hill. But shot over the top, picking up the M-Bar, and now it's out of play. But I will say, for the rest of Fire and Ice, they're on that side of the map, so they have control over what could be the next hill, but they don't have the spawn point. They're going to continuously to fight that 3v3 up top, but look at, because they didn't have control of the spawn point, Xysho gets the fresh spawn over there with the rest of his team who are holding down that position.
And Xysho's going to be in a great position to, as you said, hold the spawn point for his team. More importantly, be ready to go for the fresh hill. Rotations are taking place. Dyslexic might be the first one to be in the new one, and he will be. And look at 1 and 4, Xploids and Toti. They're positioning. They're wanting to meet VQ head on as they rotate in.
Ooh, saving the day. Toti's able to get one. Fight's going to continue. Great Lance. Man, I like the way they're just helping each other right now. Dyslexic is there to save the day. A team kill coming through, but trades back and forth. They're finally going to be able to get this hill. They have the spawn point up top. You see players attacking, but because of that spawn point, FNI is going to be able to get in position and set up defensively before Vanquish is able to get there. And you see the players trying to push up. No shot grenade to stop it just yet. Dyslexic is going to get taken out first. Flash grenades from Fire and Ice, but no big damage. No cleanups coming through. Finally, the cleanups are going to be had. Hndles goes down. Acells goes down as well. They get the third onto Precision and the fourth on to Xysho. Team wipe for Fire and Ice as they take control of the third hill.
Still very, very close, though. Team fights, as I said before, are going to be spectacular, and I'm not being disappointed. It's been very back and forth. Fire and Ice will be the first team to break that 100-point mark. Dyslexic, though, an opportunity for a two-piece. One gone. Nice shot onto Acells. He just needs another, but Acells will not fall for it. Takes him down with the chunk, and potentially gives VQ the next hill, depending. Xploids, though, in a great spot to be able to Lancer out. All that ground in front of him is free, but unfortunately dies with the nades in hands. He throws one out just to sacrifice his life, shut down that lane momentarily to allow Dyslexic to come back off the respawn and challenge. Second chance for a 1v2. This time, he gets it, and maybe even a third. Not so lucky, but at least he did better than last time. But no M-bar, that's tough.
I'm about to say, almost getting the third one, but Xysho's going to get the M-bar. Haven't seen too much out of Fire and Ice with that big power weapon. I was going to say, now we get a chance for VQ, but instantly, Xysho gets shut down on rotation, trying to go and help his teammates. But that big hill in the middle, you're going to get a couple of split spawns. The spawning is not going to be as crucial to hold this one down. It's just about action. It's about keeping it neutralized and scrapping together as much time as you possibly can on this hill. But you want to try to control at least the top portion as much as you possibly can. Get them to spawn down low, get them to at least come from that direction. But you see 4-man coming over from Vanquish on this side of things. They're trying to have precision, have a sneaky play, get the Lancer onto the back of Fearzly, open up a window of an opportunity. Fearzly almost going down. He actually does fight towards the top side, though. Dyslexic's able to get it down on one. Eliminations coming through left and right for Xploids and Toti. 3 total kills. Precision by himself, late to the party. But you know what you're going to get? The same surprise as the rest of your teammates and elimination. Back-to-back team wipes for F&I.
And VQ has to make a decision. Do we fight for this hill still? Do we rotate off? And I think rotating off is a smarter play. With player 2 dying, though, Acells is inching his way forward, and they will back off. That is the smart play. I definitely don't want to see them rotating in that or that late in the party. It's going to give Fire and Ice, though, a substantial amount of points, literally 100 more just about than that of VQ. And if Fire and Ice dominates this hill as well as they've been doing previously, they're going to be at 200 before long. Big team battle now for this next hill. Precision drops off early on. He's going to be picked back up, and F&I sells blood in the water. The Sharks are going in. They're feeding. Precision now last alive. Picks up one. Hits a trade, but ultimately Fire and Ice does lock in that fresh hill. And again, this is going to put them that much closer to the 200-point mark, where VQ has yet to even break 100.
Yeah, it's not looking good. They're continuously there to stagger the deaths, and they're going to do it once more with that player going down from Xysho. You see the 3 remaining players from Vanquish stacked on towards the bottom. This is going to be hard for them. They have to bait and switch because the Lancer Fire is going to be there. They have frag grenades as well. Acells go down early. Quick revive's going to be off. Fearzly goes down. Xploids falls. Toti's going to be the third. That's 3 kills total. VQ is going to get themselves the hill. They're going to get themselves about 40 seconds if it goes uncontested, but they need to be aware to maneuver around the map as well. Fire and Ice don't necessarily need this hill. They don't need the remaining time. As you can see, they're already setting up for new.
And that's the best play. Again, don't get so wrapped up with 40 points, especially when you have a lead as Fire and Ice does. It's more imperative to get on that fresh hill. F&I realizes this. They're making smart plays. I've only seen them have one slip up, and that was during that Trading Grounds matchup against EU United earlier, where they was it their first matchup when they were playing against Rebel, my bad, where they should have rotated earlier, but they wanted to just fight for Overlook. Not the smartest play. Seems as if they've learned their lesson. They're taking this match seriously. They want to be champions tonight for Emergence Season 3, Week 24. Big frag is going to be thrown out. Dyslexic forced to back up. It doesn't connect as of yet, and Dyslexic will now take his portion at the forward spawn, try and stop whoever VQ members try to push in. But VQ is going to break 200 before VQ even gets there.
Incoming shock!
Oh. Vanquish has their work cut out for them in the finals. Map number 1. Points more than doubled up here. They have the positioning towards the top side where they're kind of have to defend. You see VQ pushing up. Precision gets crossed out just a little bit. That's what we always talk about. Those little Lancer bullets might be salt and pepper, but you know the spices, they basically make the meal, and it's making it happen right here. That little bit of dancer damage is basically making the difference happen. Precision going down early. He gets right back up. They get the spawn point, already putting it to use. Toti is doing what he can. His team got the spawn point down low. He's able to get one elimination, and they get the spawn point again. This is all about timing here. They have a mismatch. They have have the numbers advantage, and they can use it to take this little bit of scrap time because they need it in order to come back.
Ooh, but the scrap time, man, I don't think they're going to get it. Great response. Dyslexic hits that first wrap shot, ultimately then is able to push up with Fearzly and secure the eliminations, and ultimately the hill, again, putting, really catapulting Fire and Ice that much closer to winning this map. And Toti will pick up those fresh frags. Where's the M-bar? So Acells has the M-bar. It's going to be a huge impact power weapon, but not going to be up to use if Toti has anything to say about it. That's going to be precision gone out of the way. Acells charging up that M-bar. Dyslexic the challenge. This is a big elimination. Dyslexic respects this, and he's going to try everything he can to get him out of the way. An awkward fight. Dyslexic falls, and the M-bar stays in the hands of Acells. The fresh hill, though, in Fire and Ice's hands. So Acells is doing what he needs to do, but where's the rest of the VQ members? Why are they not in the hill?
And where's the cross on the other side as well? They're just spawning in the same time. They're not taking that extra second to go wide, but great shot from Acells. Fearzly falls as well. Window of opportunity has definitely opened with about 40+ seconds left on this hill time. That's going to be a good chunk of time that Vanquish absolutely needs. But Fire and Ice, they need to figure it out right here. Are we going to continue to attack, get some scrap time, make the ending game easier, or are we going to concede this 35 seconds and try to play for the next hill? It does look like they want to go for that scrap time, pad on to as much of the lead as possible. Acells gets another one, taking out Dyslexic. That battle towards the backside will continue, but both Toti and Fearzly will win their exchange. That was Xploids on the backside that did get taken out. Well-placed flash. Hndles will fall. Fire and Ice looking to rack up some more of this scoreline so they can make the ending games easier. And what you do by that is make it to where even if there's 5 seconds, 10 seconds left on the hill, Vanquish has to fight tooth and nail for every inch.
And they're already in that spot. They already have to fight tooth and nail. They have no choice. This is the reality of VQ situation, okay? They need to not necessarily dominate, but do very well on the next 3 hills for them to be in contention, to be right up there with FNI. Because make no mistake, VQ is not going to be flawless on these next 3 hills. They have a chance to do so, but I don't expect them to do so. It's going to be battling back and forth. Meanwhile, Fire and Ice is going to inch closer and closer towards that 300-point mark. So VQ for the next 3 hills are just going to have to go absolutely ballistic, but Xploids is not making that job easy. He picks off one of the precision. Fearzly is going up. He's feeling confident. He's dropped, though. A chance for VQ to hold their ground is here, but unfortunately short-lived as obviously Dyslexic goes off. Still, VQ is there for the pushback. Xploids is down. Fearzly is the last one alive, and VQ successful for the break. But Fire and Ice in that break got 10 points.
That was huge by Fearzly. Fearzly hiding in that back corner, got the spawn over to Fire and Ice. He didn't continuously throw his life away like you see some teams do, but Hndles threw that grenade and took their life away. That's going to be a double kill. Like I said, this is much needed time for Vanquish, but they have to contest and hold every single second while simultaneously rotating around the map. Xysho gets caught slipping by Exploits. This could be it. Not enough to win off of it, but this is that scrap time I was telling you guys about. But Precision's able to get 1. Players down in the hill. He's able to get 2. Fearzly fighting for this time. He goes down. That's free from Precision with the help of his teammates. Vanquish doing everything they can to close this gap.
And that's 1 hill down. Again, they need 2 more strong hills just like that to have a possibility of winning this. Fire and Ice, they know this, they respect this, they're cutting their losses, but VQ seems to have woken up, Jacob. This is incredible. They are slaying out and matching the intensity and the frequency of FNI, but Toti just about heroically takes that hill for himself, ultimately ends up falling. And now we got to ask ourselves, when is the fresh M-bar coming up? When is the new shot coming up? When will we see the next frag grenade? These things are going to be very important, especially on a hill like this. Closely contested, a lot of different angles. That can't happen, though. It looks like the hill might be broken. Xysho and Acells need to hold their ground, and they're doing it.
That's something here. Now, I was thinking at one point, they got to collect the time, though. They got to collect. I was about to say, you can't let this time slip idly by. I did that last night in a ranked match, and it cost me in the end. It didn't matter how many eliminations. It didn't matter how many battles I won, because if he didn't get the time, they're not going to get the victory. As Vanquish backtracked to try to get the time, that was the window that FNI needed. They pushed forward towards the spawn. They get the elimination. They get the man advantage, and now they're using it to the best, and now they just need a second to click off the time, and they did. They're not going to win off of this hill, but they are going to get damn near close.
Yeah, very close indeed. And again, VQ, they needed that hill plus the third And unfortunately, they only got 1.5. Fire and Ice at this point, taking matters into their own hands, especially with Toti picking up that fresh M-bar this late in the game as VQ tries to rotate over. He's not going to make that rotation easy. Just about dead, though. Who's going to be there for the pickup? Xploids just a bit too short. Only 12 points away is Fire and Ice. Possibility for VQ to win this is still there. 100%. Fire and Ice, they only need a couple more ticks.
Couple more ticks in the book, 12 seconds. That's why I said they're fighting over that scrap time. When you have that big of a lead, you can do something like that, but you just got to make sure that you have control over the game to do something like that. Because if you give up an inch, they will take a mile. Vanquish has come back to the nail. They were doubled up at one point, and now they have it below 60 points separating these two teams. But 12 seconds is more than enough for Fire and Ice to squeak through with the right eliminations. But there's going to be a trade. 3v3 still on the field. Xploids gets spotted out. He's getting crossed from the side as well. Precision needs to be careful, but he takes the risk, gets the kill, gets the double as well. He's trying to take over late in the game, going for a triple kill with his cells. They get the kill, and they get the hill as well. Although they can't win with this hill, Taylor, they can come close. They can almost tie this one up right next to Fire and Ice.
All right, so VQ definitely putting up a good stand.
93, I think 293 uncontested.
So that's close, but that's not enough, right? That's not enough. Fire and Ice. Do they proceed to fight for this hill? I think they're going to get a couple of eliminations, but spawn control and spawn points are going to be very important. This next hill is going to be literally everything. They're going to contest as much as they can. They don't want to give any more points to VQ than they already have to. And also, too, 20 more points still remain. If Fire and Ice gets that break, hey, they could win off of that one. They did get one tick, so they're at 289, only 11 points away now. So 280 or 287 around there. We're going to be within like a 2 or 3 point differential between VQ and F&I. If VQ does get all of these points, which I feel they need to, but this next hill is everything. Fire and Ice could lose here or win here. It's their choice.
It's everything, all or nothing. All the chips on the table here. 2 players going down. That's not good. 14 seconds left. I'm feeling like I'm counting down for the new year. Less than 10 seconds remaining. VQ is going to complete the comeback. They get themselves another elimination, and they block the spawn. They have to run all the way across the map, and they're not going to get it. And map number 1, Vanquish complete the comeback and take it away from Fire and Ice.
That was one hell of a comeback, Jacob. I mean, down more than 100 points. We had Fire and Ice at 12 points away from victory, and at one point the closest 11 points away from victory, and they just couldn't close it out. VQ's ability to stand 10 toes down, fight tooth and nail against that of Fire and Ice was truly remarkable. It was impressive. The composure they had to have. Lesser teams with a weaker mentality would have gave up when they were in VQ's position, but not VQ. They have something to prove. Xysho being the new addition. Let's not forget, Fire and Ice got second place during the Spring Major, but VQ was close behind, and they ended up getting third. They are no slouches, and they are not a team you need to be taken lightly, and that was a great exemplification of that. Very well done from VQ. I'm truly impressed.
No, definitely impressed for them to complete the comeback, but that's where it goes to show. You see so many teams that get such a massive lead in the beginning, kind of throw it away. I don't know if they're getting desperate, getting antsy, getting overconfident, whatever it may be. They need to stop. They need to cut that down and cut it out because they are throwing away opportunities to win and opening up those windows for these teams, these enemies to squeak through. Just like you saw Vanquish, they needed to play to perfection, and to perfection they shall play. And even towards the very end of it, it was precision going off, getting so many double kills for his squad. Yeah, he might have had help, but it was him risking his own life to make it happen.
Man, that's just great. I mean, seriously, VQ, so impressive. And for Fire and Ice, you know, what are you thinking?
Sorry, I saw the replay and I was thinking, okay, he caught him. How does Xysho not see Xploids right there? It looked like he came from a different angle, but seeing the replay, there is no way he didn't see him coming. Sorry, I know I interrupted you, but it's those little moments right there. It's the little moments because right there, Xysho sees him, he kills him. Maybe there's more time. Maybe it's not as close as it should have been, or at least maybe they come back a lot sooner. Anything could happen, but man, these multiple game modes, Taylor, has opened up things like this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, okay, first and foremost, Fire and Ice, no excuses given to them. If there's any map that they do struggle on, for some reason, it's Regency. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's not necessarily more team-oriented, but I think that the rotations are a bit further. The fights are more spread out. It doesn't allow for Fire Knights to get into your face as much as I think they're comfortable with. That leads up to, Vasgar, I think, with those team fights. They're more comfortable there. Even Training Grounds. Training Grounds maybe, Escalation traditionally, kind of spread out. You have that Overlook fight, but there's multiple hills where Fire Knights is more comfortable getting up in your face and kind of, fighting it out. But Regency is a weak point for them. It always has been, at least from the first week of Pro League until now. And they've got to figure out what's going wrong for them, because so many times they've either been on the cusp of a comeback only to lose, or been right there on the edge of winning only to lose. It happens more often than not. But take nothing away from VQ. Again, that was an incredible comeback that took a ton of composure and a ton of just everything going right. You were even saying in those highlights, Xysho making the play that he did, Acells holding his ground. All these little nuances had to go absolutely right for VQ to take that victory, and they did. So now we transition over to Team Exectuion, Jacob. And how are you feeling? Because I was highlighting Dyslexic in that 1v spot for Torquebo, but it seems at this point, man, VQ can challenge them and shut them down if they want.
Now, they definitely can, but I do think when it comes to Execution, it's a little bit of a different ball game. So even though Fire Knights, they let them come back, they need to realize this takes a different set of skills. There's a different set of strategy that you do employ, not only for the map, but for the whole entire mode as a whole. Vanquish has to be going through that same thing, realizing, hey, it's not over just yet. As fast as we were playing this mesh map on Tomb, it's spread out. I know you like to talk about a lot of different individual lanes. While that is true, it has a lot of wide open ways, so you can get those few Lancer bullets, you can make a sneaky quick rotation to try to catch somebody off guard. And I do think if Fire and Ice can kind of shrug that one off, I think they have the personnel and the potential to make those quicker moves from Vanquish. It's all about how you can shake something like that off, because you can control the game almost the entirety of the time, doubled up at one point or another, and you let it slip through. And that's the big feat.
So what lane is the most important lane on Tomb for you personally, right? Is it the long shot lane? Is it the torque bow? We've seen a lot of emphasis on the torque bow as of recently, but the long shot has a lot of impact too. So where are you putting your troops, or at least your overall mindset
the middle / a little bit of the upper portion, because that sniper, depending on what your strategy is, depending on the team, sometimes it does end up in a 1v1 situation. So you want to go ahead and put your focus in on the middle. Obviously, you talked about the torque bow being there, but the thing is, if you're going to send the player up top, everybody has to be aware of that player going up top, because if the other team sees it coming, they can direct all 4 players down there. Even though that cross is in the backside, we've seen that time and time again, that cross is just not enough if the team is wolfpacking to get those revives. So you try to go in, you try to get that kill blow, and you do get taken out for it. So they have to be very, very careful, very cognizant of the numbers. And a map like this, if you have one player being silent, if you have a player missing a mark, a player missing that crucial information, it could cost you in the end. But I will say, luckily for both of these teams, it's not going to be as quick as checkout either. So you will have time to breathe. You will have time to answer any calls that get thrown at you.
So big impact players on VQ. You have to be watching Precision. He's been impressing me when it comes to execution through and through. Love his plays on checkout, though. Checkout Precision really shines. That's where he comes into his own. Seen him pick up several big eliminations. He was instrumental in obviously winning his earlier series when they had to play against Rise. As far as another one, Xysho, of course, you can't count him out. Xysho is a huge impactful player. Love the fact that he's on this roster. I was happy when Bronny joined. I felt the roster got even better slaying wise, kind of reminded me of the old VQ. And even now, I think VQ is looking definitely like the old VQ they used to be. The slay power, the team fights, their ability to be able to react and overcome is truly impressive, man. Looks like everybody's on the right roster. They should be starting up very shortly. Heading into it, though, I mentioned impact players for VQ. What are we thinking for F&I? Dyslexic obviously has to be there. Who's the second?
I think because it is execution, because that weapon goes down, I want to say whoever plays that 1v1, which I think it is going to be Fearzly. I think that Fearzly 1v1 on Tomb is going to be an important thing. It's not necessarily for him to take the 1v1, to fight the 1v1, but it's to not lose that 1v1. Because if you lose that 1v1 spot, you're not only giving up that sniper, but you're giving up that cross angle towards the bottom half of the map. And we know with teams playing in the middle, it won't take long for them to put that cross to use.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Fearzly, one that I didn't even think about, but you're absolutely right. In that 1v spot, if he's there, yeah, he could play a huge impact. I love the graphics on this map, man. It's just so creepy. You know, you got literally blood just like flying into the air. It's a beautiful map. It really is. I'm so happy this is in the competitive rotation. I'm sorry. I just really enjoy it. I don't know what the history is of it, but I like it. I really do. Let's get into it, Jacob. Who are we looking out for?
I think we're going to look out for the middle of the map. Fearzly, he's not playing that 1v1 position, but we know he's someone that really should be feared. I got Toti down there. We got Dyslexic. It's actually not a 1v1 position at all. Fire and Ice, they want to target out that sniper. They want to try to get this early elimination onto position, and that misroll is really going to cost him his life. I will say Hndles at least got those grenades, so as long as they can use their teamwork, get together, they're going to be able to eat it up. 3v3, but Toti, he takes out Acells, so as quick as it was evened up, it's taken out as well.
Nice shot. Okay. Oh! And he barely missed, but Dyslexic connects. What a shot. Hndles now by himself. I don't know where that one went, but fair enough. I guess he was predicting they were going to push up. If he clutches this would just be a poetic ending. You're going against a torque boy, you're going against a long shot. This would be the best clutch I have seen yet.
Oh, I was about to say, we've seen Xploids do it before, but Toti's not gonna let that one go down. Toti's actually a beast with that sniper. The first time he stepped onto the Pro League stage with Noble, he had a highlight play, and he's continuing to do things with that sniper, unspeakable things with that sniper. So you already saw it go down. They created that mismatch on the other side. He got first blood and was able to kind of rotate that around and keep that man advantage throughout the entirety of that round. Can Vanquish answer the call here? Are they gonna learn? Yes, they are. It's basically mirror strategies around the board.
All right, mirror strategies, as you said. Power weapons, obviously huge impact positions. Dyslexic is so hard to beat in this spot. Precision, though, is not intimidated. He's unwavering. He's just going to stick his ground. As Dyslexic backs up, does Precision go for a pick on the torque? Potential's there, but Precision wants to kill first and foremost. He wants to secure it. Dyslexic is one shot. Precision knows this, but goes ahead and backs up anyways, and Dyslexic is the only one alive. I'm so focused on this fight where on the other side, VQ was handling their business, leaving Dyslexic by himself. Did you get a chance to catch a glimpse on the other side, Jacob?
It's just a little bit of teamwork. Like I said, once you take in that middle fight, you have to be very, very careful, especially, and like I said, that word we made a long time ago, we had some laughs back then, but Chunka, that's exactly, this is like the definition of the map. You lancer a couple bullets over the top, 3%, 4% like that. That's not much damage at all, but it's enough to really create a difference. And that's exactly what you see. The crossfire going down, Acells takes the brunt of that damage early, but so does Fearzly as they try to push him back. You see that 3-man down the line, possibly one player up top for each of them, and that's why you see the backtrack coming through for Xploids. They don't have an opportunity in the middle of the map, but it's going to be Toti who gets targeted, but he was prepared for it. Precision gets one as well. They get the sniper, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to go against a 4v2, make it a 4v1. Xysho stuck down low as well. This is not looking good. Gets stunned out, bounces around, team kill out, but not going to be enough. Like I said, 39 seconds, F&I answer back.
All right, so man, well done for F&I to answer back. As you said, 2-1. Currently, Toti, a player that's, honestly, I'm going to be highlighting a lot more every time I watch over him. I didn't highlight him too much. I think everybody else kind of highlighted him and put him on a pedestal, and rightly so. But Toti, for me, throughout Pro League and even in E-Days tonight, has been a just phenomenal player all around, and I've been very impressed with him. So, as I said, man, I'm just going to be focused on him quite a bit more and put him more in my narrative overall. Still a 4v4, no blood loss ship. Player 5 is down and Xploids is finished, and this is going to give a huge advantage to VQ. Oh, no, hit that!
Oh. And those moments like, oh, and then, oh, it's a moment to breathe right there. Almost costed him his life, which would have got another revive in the books, but now it's Fearzly going against the army that is Vanquish. Well-placed flash, that's certainly not enough. As you see the rest of the team there waiting in the wings, 36 seconds, back and forth action. See Vanquish and Fire and Ice, and that's what I like about Toom. Like I said, even though you kind of see the same strategy over and over again with everyone taking their position, it's the little differences, the mini audibles that go down, those micro adjustments that really make the difference.
Yeah, micro adjustments, man, micro spacing, all of that comes into play without question. And clearly, we're seeing a preferred spawn And I think it's where Fire and Ice is at. For some reason, that side, everybody's been winning, whether it be VQ or FNI. And I don't know if that's a psychological thing. Maybe there's a real reason why that is. Maybe it's the right-hand peak advantage. I'll let you answer that question after this round. But who's going to be able to chain together 2 in a row? Who's going to be the first one? Well, Hndles, he's taking matters into his own hands and will get traded out. Well, actually, maybe not. Xysho has an opportunity to keep him alive as he taps up. He's going to go for the team pickup. Good play. But Toti has an opportunity for a 2-piece. It won't happen. It's a 4v2.
Yeah, I would say even if he gets taken down there, it's very crucial for him to at least get the trade. Dyslexic job's not going to be an easy one. He gets taken down before he even gets an opportunity to try to clutch up. Vanquish, once again, gained the lead. They're going to be the first team here to pair together 2 rounds. Talk about a good side for bad side, Vanquish. They're just going to take it to him regardless. And it goes to show you saw the early cross that comes down at the beginning of the game towards the middle. They're trying to angle somebody out, trying to get a cheeky down before they go ahead and move and play that chess match, which is Gears of War.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into another round. VQ is impressing me. I came into this grand finals very confident Fire and Ice was just going to have their way with VQ. I have been proven very, very wrong up until this point, whether it be that control comeback, which was just absolutely sensational, or obviously now with the Acells hopping over cover, switching places with that of Toti. Toti forced to react. Fearzly now put in the blender. 4v1 exploit last alive, and VQ is looking unstoppable.
Think they see him? No, they do. Oh, that's a must-hit shot. That really cost him the clutch, basically. Not that it was an easy clutch before, but when you're in a 4v1 and players picking up the sniper like that, you have to hit the easy shots. And that right there, I know I'm not necessarily the best in the world. I probably would have missed as well. But at this level, those are must-hit shots. And if you miss those shots, you throw away your opportunity to clutch. But once again, another round in the books for Vanquish. They catch Toti out. They force him to make a rotation, and he dies because of it. 4-2, not map point just yet, but damn sure getting there.
It's definitely getting there, man. Acells flying at the opposition. Does Toti do the same thing? No marks are in. Acells could do it. He could push up if he wants. Mid battle though, getting fierce. Fearzly goes in for the clutch, and it's gonna be a 3v3. Make that a 2v2, 2v1. What just happened? The collapse is in. Dyslexic has a torque bow. He can clutch this up, though. The reality is here. He's going to get a lone shot, but with a couple of great connections, he could make it out, but Xysho blows the head off, and map point is VQ.
One step away from going up 2-0 over FNI. And I feel like at this point, always a bridesmaid, never a bride for FNI, at least since the major coming second. They've won some E-Days in the past, very well in the Pro League, but with a new fresh start, new team on the side of Vanquish, they're not going to let anything come easy, at least Xysho, man. That's what I always talk about. A few years ago, he was fighting in the open bracket at these events, and now he's sitting here pretty, making a huge difference on a Pro League team.
Precision gets that quick pick on the torque bow. That's going to be huge for VQ, especially if he can connect early on. Xysho's going to fall, though, so Fire and Ice will take the advantage. Xploids also picks up that snipe. Toti is going to be traded off. Hndles is left to bleed out, but not dead just yet. The opportunity to get picked up is in, but Fearzly will answer with his with the nade of his own. 3v2. Acells is gone. Precision last alive now, where Dyslexic just was. He's forced to clutch up. And I feel so bad for Acells. Just left to bleed out in the middle of nowhere. Precision sees what's about to take place, hits one. At least we'll take one to the grave. Well done, but it's not going to be enough. Fire and Ice answers back. Now, FNI's been here before against the United, right? Where they were down 5-2, only to come back. So VQ better lock it up quickly, because the longer this game extends forward, FNI's just going to get that much stronger.
Yeah, they're trying to download them right now. They're trying to download all their strategies and try to use it against them. That's what they did before. They gave them enough time to go ahead and do that. Hopefully Vanquish is able to kind of close this one out. They want to learn from other people's mistakes here in this one. As you see Vanquish sending 2 players down low. They want to get control of that torque bow. What's crazy is FNI wasn't even really using that torque bow and doing damage with it, but the switch up of the strategy, keeping them on their toes, that's the important part. Dyslexic goes down. Xysho goes down as well, so he trades. Still at 3v3 going out. Right with the torque bow, and he nails it. Picking up that player on Xploids, getting that sniper, catch them slipping. 3v2, make it a 3v1 as Toti goes down. Fearzly with all the hope hope, all the dreams of Fire and Ice in this Exectuion map on his shoulders. He gets sniped from the backside, blown away by a torque bow. Fire and Ice get taken out. VQ will secure the map victory and go up 2-0 in the series.
VQ about to make me act up, Jacob. I'm not going to lie. These guys are looking absolutely incredible, going wild. Acells with his aggression. Obviously, you know, you got to highlight Xysho in his own right. Precision. Woo, these guys are amazing. Check it out. We still have a long series ahead of us, but it could end shortly if VQ locks in the Escalation. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, Escalation Vasgar coming your way. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Emergence Day Season 3, Week 24. And man, we're about to head into a map number 3, Escalation. Whew, it's going to be on Bascar. Familiar territory for both, Jacob, and potentially the final map if VQ can tear it up here. Haven't seen VQ play on Vasgar, I don't think, in some time, but here we are. What do you think the chances are for VQ to close this out? Because I'm not going to lie, they've been on point.
Yeah, the way they're playing right now, as long as they continue to set the pace, set the tone in terms of their aggression, getting the early eliminations, they could easily close this out in a 3-0 fashion like none of us has expected entering today. And you can already see it. They attack that neutral, getting that early mismatch, but they lose their home hill because of it. Shining hope, though, you see already 2 players rotating back. A third spawning up in Acells, so it's not going to take them too long. And a sneaky play from Precision. Is he going to get the kill? They actually know. Toti sees him there. So 2 different mismatches on the other sides of the map. Precision's going to be the first one taken out. And I like what Fire and Ice is doing. They're playing the game as a whole, backing out of one fight while playing aggressive in the other. They lose Dyslexic out because of it. He got caught at no man's land. Fearzly's getting caught out as well. The rotation comes through too late from Xploids. So Vanquish going to have this opportunity to continue to attack the F&I home hill.
Only 20 points separate them, but still very early on in this round. Cell's going to be getting the decal. Oh, he tries to hop over. Hndles will get the pickup, but that'll lead. Oh, and immediately straight into Dyslexic. The second one onto Exploits. Will he be able to get it? Meat Shield's there, and his life has been made very difficult. But the fact that he stands up and immediately gets an elimination was impressive. VQ takes the 2-1 back in their possession, Jacob.
Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. At least play the game this early, the mismatch, get that control of the 2 hills, get yourself a lead, force the other team to make mistakes here. We already see they're going to rotate towards the top side, leaving that neutral, trying to take that numbers advantage while they can. At worst, it's a 3v2 here for a few seconds, but they need to go. They need to go now here, but players are playing back and forth. Hndles catches Exploits off, and the hills are going to continue to trade hands. The only thing different this time around is Fire Nice. They're not rotating through the spawn. They're going to wait for that player to spawn back up, and they're going to re-attack their home mill and try to reclaim it. It's so close. This could be the difference right here.
Definitely could be the difference indeed. Big team fights. These guys really kind of pride themselves on their ability to get these team fights and capitalize, but which one's going to end up ahead this time? Acells takes one down fighting. Fair enough. It's going to make the chances better for player number 2, Xysho. He's only going to be in a 1v1. Surely going to be a 1v2 depending on how quickly he finishes this off. Vanquish will be coming up the respawn, but that team fight, as you said, was very important. Fire and Ice takes the 2-1 back and wins in 30 seconds. VQ now, it's on them to take back control.
Nice movement from Exploids, bouncing around, trying to at least waste the time. That's the crucial part right there. Toti with a nice shot towards the backside, but Precision turns and burns. A much-needed kill. Every hill being neutralized right now, but Vanquishes now have the lead, and they have 2 hills. Dyslexic needs to go big. 1v1 versus Precision. Nobody's going to be able to help either one of these 2 players. Precision has the shot lead. He wins that fight, wins the exchange, claims the hill while getting that home. Xysho is going to hold on to it, and there goes Fearzly versus Precision. Even though he wins that fight, it's not going to be enough. B gets decapped as well. Vanquish, right place at the right time, getting the important kills. Going to strike first, taking round number 1 in our grand finals.
And again, I become more and more of a fan of VQ the more I watch them play against Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice, to me, aside from E United, right? E United is the best team in the world, even though they lose tonight. Bottom line, period, hands down. That's just the way it's going to be until I'm proved otherwise. But Fire and Ice currently is the #1 team in Latin America and the #1 team currently in Pro League, and rightly so, respectfully so. They've won 3 series, 9 maps. They haven't dropped a single one. However, Their performance against, VQ's performance against FNI right now is making FNI look silly. Yeah, we've had a couple of close matches, but for the most part, VQ's been in control. Control on Regency was a little bit sketchy, but that execution was clean, and that first round was close, but overall clean. If VQ could close out the series 3-0, the narrative we're going to have in Pro League is going to develop, and VQ is going to be taken a lot more seriously by not only the fans, but also myself.
As teams right now, they're fighting for those power ranking positions. I know there's no official power ranking thing out there, but they're fighting for the top of the standings to try to be the best team in Gears Esports, even if their records in the pro leagues are the same. But once again, another round kind of led with Fire and Ice getting the early point differential, but they weren't able to hold on to it in round number 1. It was close, but VQ had the last laugh, just like they're trying to do here. Toti gets taken out, so does Xploids. They're going to get the home mill of Fire and Ice under their control and rotate around to try to reclaim their own. This is where Xysho needs to be careful. Those eliminations that he did pick up will spawn behind him in just a short moment, but this is interesting, the rotation, because he could have easily helped to retake their home hill back. So I'm interested to see after they get these eliminations what comes of it.
Ooh, they're chasing Fearzly. They do not want him to live, and it works out. I was kind of worried that maybe Fire and Ice, because there was a point in time where Precision and 7 Exploits could have got into an engagement, and then VQ wouldn't have capitalized on the 2-1, and maybe they lose their lives in mid, but it seems as if it's working out quite well. One more player to get through, and that's Toti, and you know Toti's not going to go down without a fight. B is being fought for. 1v1, Dyslexic, last one on the map. Player 8 is going to be joining in shortly. That's going to be Fearzly, but for VQ, they're not going to waste this time. They're trying to lock in the domination. Player 3 will back off, but the pressure is unrelenting.
And Dyslexic gets taken down in a 1v2 scenario there, but they able to buy some time. They're going to sacrifice this hill capture to try to get these eliminations, which if they are able to get them, it's going to work out from the end, but everybody falls, and that's going to be something, a double-edged sword. They're able to capture the hill faster. Triple gap domination, vanquished 2 in a row. The likelihood of a 3-0 is becoming more and more realistic.
I am shocked. I am shocked. I really am. I'm eating some humble pie, brother, because the beginning of the grand finals, I'll own up to it, Jake. What did I say? Hey, this is going to be easy for Fire and Ice. They're about to be in a different league. I have been proved very wrong. Very, very wrong. Once again, Fire and Ice gets into a grand finals, and it looks like they're going to get second.
Sniper going down, and there it goes. They want to switch up the fight. They don't like what they're seeing. They don't like the strategy. And in order to switch that up that we do talk about, you put a big weapon down. The only thing in here is this gives up the position for Vanquish to go in, try to get a quick pick, get that sniper, and get out alive. Since you can already see after the break, no smokes were used. That's not going to be the case. They want to go for positioning and possibly bait Fire and Ice in on their own accord. First flash is going to go out. Exploits hopping over the cover, trying to get that flank while the players are stunned. Shot's going to be there. Kills being cleaned up. Multiple players falling. That's going to be 3 total. They get the hills. They get the kills. They get the power weapons as well. What can Hndles do here to buy his team some time, keep them in the game?
All right, well, we'll definitely find out. Exploits with the with that sniper, though, is going to be something to deal with. All right, he's going to be something to deal with. He's going to be the final boss, if you will. Best sniper in the game. Bottom line, period, especially after his spring major performance on Asylum. There it is. Acells, we'll see you later. The head pops. Oh, no. Okay. And again, the best sniper in the world, brother. The best sniper in the world.
I was about to say that first headshot had me sounding like the Pillsbury Doughboy, but that second one, man, I'm just impressed. That first one was it was a harder shot, or at least to me, how quick he did it. But man, let's see if he can get a third. Looking at his target, you're giving him opportunities. So you better watch out. Free haircuts for everybody, right in the right place. Though Exploits gets the revive. Toti moves up, gets Xysho out of the game, so that's gonna make it a little bit easier, especially since that mark on Acells is there. Sees him running away. Ooh, goes for the headshot there for a moment. Doesn't even take the attempt to come through, but I like it because now he's going to be able to rotate a little bit quicker. That same sniper bullet, that last one in the chamber, can now be used to fight for this objective.
Now, I want to ask you something. This team fight's about to take place. I'll call that, but what happened? Because VQ still has the lead. They've maintained the 2-1, even though Fire and Ice was slaying out with exploits popping off. That fight's won. So, Jacob, What's going on? Fire and Ice looks great. They're getting the kills, but VQ still has to lead the 2-1, and they're about to win this round.
Yeah, they're just not making the right objective moves. Like I was saying earlier on Control, you can do all the slaying that you want, but you're not backing it up with the right moves. It's going to be all for nothing. Hndles gets two with a little bit of help. Hndles gets the hat trick. They get the round, and that's going to be 3 in a row. Tic-tac-toe for Vanquish.
Woo. I was never good at tic-tac-toe, brother. I always lost. I don't have the brain matter for it, I guess, but
I can show you to at least draw every game. It won't be fun if you're playing against another person, but there's a way you can at the very minimum draw every game.
I could see you being sweaty.
I don't like to lose. I told you I was intense. That's not just Gears.
You're telling me when you and Ruth are playing, you don't let Ruth win?
Don't tell her that.
Dang,
she might be watching.
Jay.
I was like, don't tell her that. She might be watching. Actually, yeah, when me and Ruth play together, she actually makes me look at the game at a different view. She's opened my eyes a little bit to that. And she calls me out. She just like me, where I call people out, she calls me out when I'm not talking.
Match made in heaven. You love to see it. Well, VQ does lead. Hey, I really am happy for you, all jokes aside. 3-0 lead for VQ, and it's just something special. And I love how you put it. You know, I asked you that question. You know, Fire and Ice are slaying out. Why aren't they winning? Well, they're not making the right objective moves. VQ is playing more objectively sound, and that makes a difference. Escalation. Yeah, you can lose sight on that. You can be like, wow, this team is looking great. Xploids is hitting shots. Toti has a sniper. He can hit all these headshots, but it's all for naught if you're not getting on the hills, right? Acells is holding his ground. Like, this is great. You know, again, Fire and Ice is putting a lot of attention, and this is the thing. F&I can knock out 3 players like they did in the last round, but Hndles was last up, and he played his life to the fullest, allowing VQ to come off a respawn. Prime example here. Look at this. Hndles, 1v1, hits his shots, A is theirs.
Oh, let's say he snapped the net. What hit him? Okay, that was Toti. I was about to say, I thought he was about to die. I thought it was like a shotgun to the back, and he got caught off guard, but luckily for him, it was just a missed sniper shot, but Fearzly is going to go ahead and clean it up, take him out, and keep the hill away from Vanquish. Now they set their eyes on the next target, the tank fight, which is going to be big fight from Acells. He gets one onto Xploids, taken out right after, but that was a much-needed trade. I'm not going to say it's going to make Xysho's job a little bit easier, but at least he's going to be able to get out alive, reposition, even take the tank back. That's going to be big right here because it's usually the other positioning, the spot where Fire and Ice is at, where they're able to kind of hold the tank for free.
All right, so at this point, Fire and Ice has the lead, the 2-1. They're in control. 2 more shots with Toti. This could be the first round they are going to be successful in taking. They've got 3 men on Bravo. VQ, going a different route. They've got 2 men on B, 2 men on C, and those 2 men on C are going to impin their will on player number 7. That's going to be Xploids. Player 6 could be the linchpin. Dyslexic can rotate in. He is going to rotate in. Now, that's up to player 3 to find him. That's going to be Acells, but Xploids, great cross, but gives up the backside. Hndles takes him down, and now it's a 1v between him and Dyslexic.
Yeah, I don't know if that trade was worth it. That topside positioning is so important. You're gonna be able to see a little bit what Hndles did. Oh my God! Let's say that was a big shot, and that was more than just confident. That was a ballsy move from Dyslexic there to just up A after taking a massive shot like that to kind of get the kill blow. Acells.
Nice.
Acells gets one. Acells gets 2. This is exactly what you were talking about before. His ability to not only waste the time but get the big kills. He gets taken out, getting a little antsy. Toti puts a stop to that as you see the score being taken down. Step by step, second by second, Vanquish is taking out the score and the players of Fire and Ice. Toti doing what he can. He's trying to get damage. He's trying to stop that push upward. But look, that's a free hill. That could be a triple cap domination, but no, they win that neutral hill. Download towards the bottom. Vanquish, they might have another comeback under their belt.
They might have it. They didn't get A, but they are going to be decapping B. Precision's going to walk through 1, but B is going to be enough for Fire and Ice, and Xysho is going to be a little bit too late to the party. Toti will be able to get that capture onto A, and Fire and Ice will lead this round and bring it 3-1. The reason why I said Xysho, he's in a 1v2, but he has the sniper. Granted, I don't know how many rounds he has. Based on his positioning, I assume he didn't have any sniper shots left, because if I was him, I already have the tank kill locked in. I'm rotating back. I'm using that sniper in that 1v2. I'm trying to pop heads, and I'm trying to maintain as much distance as possible. But unfortunately, he's just a little bit too close. He's in that 1v2. He ends up dropping. That could have been the game, or the round, I should say, for VQ. But alas, it was still close and exciting till the very end. We'll be now transferring into the second half. We'll see that tank kill now move over just to the right. Hndles, though, will stay relatively the same. At least they'll shift over a little bit, too. This is going to be an important time for Fire and Ice. This is the swing ground. They need to take it.
I talked about that strategy being a possibility early on. Lancer fire, great shot grenade as well. They're going to get the double down. They're going to down him out with the sniper down as well. This is an opportunity for Fire and Ice here on this initial. They get the trade and downs, but the kill is going to be there for Fire. Do they know the sniper's down, though? Yes, they do. Xploids gets it in his hand, and what a better man. No other person deserves the respect other than Xploids in this series. Dyslexic gets one, going for the triple cap domination here with the sniper in his hands, trying to go for a shot. He's taking too long. He gets one. 1v2 scenario here. He's trying to stay alive. He needs to keep the sniper in his control. He's able to get two. He's continuing it. He gets three. He gets three. Xploids does it again. Can he get four? Don't do it. I need it. I need you to get this right now. He gets it stolen away from Dyslexic, but he picks up the kill nonetheless. How many can he get in a row? Finally shut down, but the damage on that initial has been done.
Oh, that damage was just nasty. You don't give Exploits the sniper. And really, he only got one kill with the sniper. Let's not kid ourselves. The rest of it was just him just impending his will on the team of FNI. But Acells is angry. He's hot-headed. And you can tell in that fight, he really wanted to take down Dyslexic. A bit too short, but that's where Hndles will start to rise up. Very well done. BQ's got a lot of ground to cover, Jacob, because that initial for Fire and Ice was so good, it netted them a 100-point lead.
I will say, luckily, they get that other hill decap. That's going to be the home hill, Fire and Ice. This neutral is decap, but if they win this fight, they could win this round on the side of Vanquish. They get one elimination. Pushing forward, trying to get the second elimination onto Toti. He almost goes for the kill shot. He gets taken out. Everybody is dead from Fire and Ice. Vanquish answer back. A great initial play with a strong retake on not one, but two hills. Vanquish are now on series point of 4-1 here over Fire and Ice.
Come on. You can't let Exploits do what he did in the beginning. Just decimate, desecrate, just whatever way you want to put it, the enemy team, and then get countered like that to allow VQ to win it? Sheesh, brother, that can't happen. Jacob, that can't happen. I would be angry. I'd be throwing my controller across the room, okay? I'd be breaking monitors. You said yourself, if you were rich, you'd just be cycling monitors back and forth because you'd be breaking them nonstop. That right there, that moment was a breaking monitor moment.
I got my side instant replay with the second monitor right here. I'm just watching that go down yet again. Oh my God. I don't know how much percent damage he had on him. That had to have been like at least 99 and 13 at the very minimum, the way he was staying alive. But great answer back from Vanquish in the very same round. That's exactly why they're not only on map point, but series point as well. And they ran the strategy to quick pick that sniper. So that's something they're going to be very, very aware of on this initial and deny Fire and Ice that same opportunity.
Just a hair away from getting that cap. Dyslexic times it perfectly. Big push though through tank. This is Xysho's Precision's opportunity to really swing the odds back in his favor. That's one shot behind, and all three members down. Dyslexic last alive, forcing a 1v1 against Hndles.
Getting backed off. All the hills being decapped yet again. Like we talked about, this is series point. This is the grand finals. All the bragging rights, the money, everything is on the line here. And this is the early portions of the game, but all the points going over to VQ. Down onto Xploids. Precision gets taken out. Dyslexic is buying so much time in this 1v2. He needs his team to come up big, and they pick up those 2 kills. So anything happens right now, Dyslexic did his job. But you know what? Let's go for some bonus kills. He's not going to get anything, but the rotation's there from his teammates. They need to make sure that they don't try to be the hero in this situation. And he does. Fearzly gets taken out. Only a down on the Hndles. That makes this fight important. Luckily for Toti, he's there to save the day, pick up those eliminations, or at least stop the bleeding in which Vanquish was causing.
So who's it? Oh my gosh, he's in the same spot. Luckily, Toti, he's got his head on a swivel. He figures it out before any damage can really be done. Precision is trying to take down Dyslexic. Shots are flying past his head. And down but not out. Oh, doesn't get just a hair away. Fearzly finally gets to finish just in a nick of time. VQ, though, has a good lead. And plenty of time, honestly, to kind of work their way back into the fold, work their way back into the 2-to-1 hill advantage. Luckily, though, for Vanquish, Xploids just fired off his last shot. He does have a shock, but not having that sniper rifle is at least a little bit better for VQ. Hill is going to be broken onto D. This is going to be VQ now. The collapse in onto E. Player 5's gone, so VQ will keep the round alive, but FNI is playing the game a lot better in terms of the objective work, at least this round.
They have to, the only way they know he's there is that they have the Astros right now, but they see him nonetheless, goes for the cheeky shot, misses it, but ends up victorious in the end. The numbers mismatch. VV2 was taking advantage of Dyslexic. Do they know he's there? Doesn't look like they know he's there, so he's gonna have a sneaky opportunity. Hndles gets spotted out. Hopefully they make the call out for Xysho. They need this very late in the game. Fire and Ice, they're going for the objective-minded play. Dyslexic, IQ over 1 million, but they need the capture as well because they still trail points. They're trying to cross out these players. He didn't get the capture though, but he's trying to do it to save his life. They're getting the eliminations on the bottom side. Now it's about wasting Acells' time here in this 1v1, keeping the hill decap. That's gonna be crucial. They get the elimination. Now they're going to get the opportunity for the cap. They're going to get the opportunity for the win as well. They don't need it to be a triple cap domination because now, with that lead, they're going to win off points.
Hndles fighting tooth and nail. I'm thinking to myself, maybe there's a chance Hndles clutches that, gets the decap in time, but just not enough. You saw the writing on the wall, Jacob, and playing the objective game, right? You said big 5-head plays from Fire and Ice, and rightly so, Jacob. That nets them at least one more round to keep the map alive. We have shocks, we have retros. Ensigns naturally should be coming up next unless VQ really likes that retro. They might not want the ensign. I would take the ensign personally. FNI obviously is going to go ahead and lock in their retro. And let's not forget to, if FNI does win next, most likely we are going to see the disables come out from both ends. So shocks as well as ensign for the side of VQ, which is going to be great off of this tank fight.
Yep, and that's going to be a good added addition. But with that retro going down, if you're able to get a couple of those retros, get a lead, able to lock down the spot, it could be very damaging on the side of Fire and Ice if they can kind of line up that scenario to go down. But when it comes to utility, when it comes to kill potential, those ensigns are going to give the edge on over to VQ, and that's kind of why you see things slow down just a little bit. They don't know where everything is positioned at. You see Hndles on the other side of things. He has those ensigns, so if he wants to push this fight, he most definitely can. Dyslexic only has a flash.
And flash indeed. Pressure's real. Fire and Ice collapsing around the tank. Still, VQ is able to get back up on their own 2 feet. The potential to make it happen in precision opens up the door along with the Acells. And that's going to be 3 absolutely off of the map. As VQ starts to spread themselves out, you can see where their focus is at. Yes, they're trying to go for the domination. It's going to be tough. They know Fire and Ice is going to be coming off the respawn, but they sent more resources over to isolate player 6, take the safe 2-to-1, right? Take the safe 2-to-1 and just play the long game, right? The objective game. Very well done from VQ. Acells is just trying so hard to be he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again.
He really is. Yeah, you saw, I was watching the mini-map. They were checking every corner up into that point. Good. I don't know if that's because they saw Precision try to be a distraction or not, but it's working out in the end. Acells trying to go for another one. They get the kill. Nobody left. Nobody able to touch the hill. Vanquish will close out the round, close out the series 3-0, and they are our E-Days Grand Champions.
Yeah, absolutely. Season 3, Week 24 champions. Well done. And I said, I'm eating a slice of humble pie, brother, because VQ came in there. I came in with the expectation Grand Finals. Fire and Ice was just going to be on a different level. Turns out VQ was on a different level. So very well done. I'm very, very, very impressed.